my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this Maddy inspired Euphoria makeup look. This was in the last 2 episodes of the 2nd season. I did post a quick Instagram tutorial on this, but I wanted to do a more like in-depth one because I just love the look so much, and I think you can really play around with this look if you know all the basics and everything. Like, you can really switch it up, and I just think it's perfect for spring. I think it's great for festival season. But before we jump into the tutorial, I do want to share today's sponsor with you. This video is sponsored by Osea, and if you haven't heard of them before, they're a skincare brand that's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and climate neutral, and I wanted to share one of their products with you today. So this is their new Sea Glow Overnight Serum. This is an AHA treatment that helps to exfoliate your skin while also protecting the skin's moisture barrier, which is a huge thing for me. I love anything that helps protect or enhance the skin's moisture barrier because that's really where it all starts. So I've been using this 1 to 2 times a week for the past month or so. It'll just replace my other serums, and I find it to be really gentle. It doesn't irritate my skin. This helps to exfoliate your skin overnight to help promote cell renewal. It helps to minimize the appearance of pores, and the next morning I wake up with really beautiful, soft, glowy skin. I've also been pairing that with their Seabiotic water cream. This is a best-selling cream that just got back in stock, and the texture of this is really nice. It has this like really nice whipped texture to it. You do want to make sure you wear sunscreen after this because there are AHAs in here. So if you want to shop Osea and try these products out for yourself, they did give me a 10% discount code to share with you that I will leave in the description box, and all the links for this as well. Huge thank you to Osea for sponsoring this video, and with that said, we can move on to the makeup tutorial. I'm going to start off with primer. I'm using this one from MAC. It's a new one that just launched. This is their Studio Radiance Illuminating Primer, and this one just adds a really pretty glow all over your skin. It's very hydrating. I'm gonna prime my eyes with a glitter primer. This is from Hard Candy. It's their Poppin' Pigments Glitter Stay Primer. I actually haven't used this one before, but I can't find my other one, so luckily I had this one in my makeup cabinet. And since this is a glittery look, you want a glitter primer because it's tackier. It'll make sure the glitters will stay in place. For my brows, I'm gonna use the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I'm just going to comb this lightly through my brows to like kind of separate the strands in my brows, but I'm not gonna use it to push it back or anything like that. I just want them to look a little bit more natural and clean, but not super stuck to my face. While that's setting, I'm going to move on to my base. I'm just gonna use concealer today. So recently I got invited to the Tom Ford Beauty Suite and got to pick up a bunch of products to try, which was really exciting, and this Shade and Illuminate concealer has been one of my favorites to use because it is so pretty. I'm just gonna add a little bit under my eyes, mostly like around the center of my face, my chin area where I get a lot of hyperpigmentation, and then I'm just going to work that product outwards with a beauty blender. And what I really love about this is it's creamy, but it really does make my face illuminate. It just gives my face a really nice glow, and I don't have to use a lot of products. It has good coverage, it's not too heavy. I mostly use concealers to hide pimples and hyperpigmentation, but a lot of them don't have that really illuminating factor to it, and this one does. The beauty blender helps with like the creaminess of the product. Oh, this is actually an e.l.f. sponge, not a beauty blender, which I also love. This is a really nice affordable option. Do you see how it just brightens everything? This is an amazing concealer. Sometimes if there's still like spots that I want to go over even more, I'll just do a little dab over them, and then I'll just use a concealer brush to blend it in and really get in those areas. This one is from Sephora. It's their Pro Concealer 57 brush. I feel like I talk about this brush all the time because it is an amazing concealer brush. I love it so much. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Laura Mercier setting powder on my sponge and just set that T-zone area because that's where I get so oily. I have combination skin, so the other areas of my face get really dry. So I love dewy light products, but then for the center of my face, it just gets so oily throughout the day. I wish it could just spread, you know? In the perfect world, it would just hydrate the rest of my face, but it does not do that. So now I'm just going to fill in my brows. I'm using the Sephora brow pencil. This is one of my favorite brow pencils, and it's really affordable, very comparable to like other brow pencils that I've used. It's just really creamy and easy. We're gonna do the eyes next, and this is a lot easier than it looks. It's just a few simple steps really. First, I'm gonna take the NYX Jumbo pencil in the shade Matcha. This is like a light lime green shade. You can use Eyeshadow to do this if you have it at home, or you can skip this step entirely because I am going to use another darker green pencil on top of it. I just noticed in Maddy's makeup, she did have a little bit of a lighter green underneath and on the outside, but let me show you where and how I drew the green liner. I'm gonna start right here in the inner corner and just draw a line out like this, pretty much going over my eye socket area and then pulling it out and flat like that. And I'm not really worried about getting the perfect line because I'm gonna clean it up and tighten it with some concealer. And then for the bottom, you just line it as you normally would, but on the outer corner, you kind of pull it out flat like this. Now to clean it up and really tighten it, I'm going to take my concealer on a flat brush, just put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is even way more than I really need. I'm gonna start on the top first and then just go right underneath it and clean it up and sharpen that spot. And really thin it out. You can also go on top. Do the same thing. You can also just use a Q-tip. It might be a little bit easier too. Another thing about the lime green pencil is that it's just a little bit more forgiving because it's so light. So if you're a little intimidated by color, this is like a good way to start because you can create a light outline that's easy to work with before you go in with a darker shade. Now I'm gonna use the darker green pencil that I have. This is from Urban Decay, their 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Freak. And I'm just gonna go right over that. And you can also play around with your eye shape. You can see how much of a gap you like here. You can flick it out more, higher, whatever. Like, it's just a really fun look. And you can also use different colors. You don't have to use the green, but I kind of feel like I've been obsessed with green lately. Again, you can clean up any spots that you need to. I'm actually going to add a lime green shadow on top of this too. I'm gonna use this one from Oma Beauty. This is their Coming to America palette. It has this really pretty lime green shade in here. Sometimes I feel a little bit extra for doing all of these steps, but to me, it's worth doing because it really makes a difference in my opinion. Like this lime green shadow looks great. It looks amazing, it's iridescent, but to really set it and to make it pop, putting that shadow over I think will just make a huge difference. I'm gonna try using this brush. This is from Luxie. It's their eye definer brush in 709, and I'm just gonna go over that. This is a flat brush. You can try using an angled brush or an eyeliner brush, whichever is easiest for you. But I wanted to try using this one today because this brush is so dense that I feel like it would really pack on that pigment. Can you see how it just makes it really pop? So you get this really pretty bright green, and then underneath it you get that soft gradient from the eyeliners. This one strand of hair is so annoying. I got my hair trimmed recently and I got bangs again, and I'm like, oh, I always want bangs and then I never know how to style it. It just never sits right. But I think it might just need to grow out a little bit. I feel like my bangs always look the best after they've grown out from a trim. Ugh, this green is actually so pretty. I love this brush too because you can really get right in there, so close to your waterline. I think this look is so fun. I also just think it's perfect for monolids because you have so much eyelid space to work with. Even if you have like smaller eyelid space, you can just do your lines a little bit thinner. It just works so well. So now I'm just cleaning up these outer edges and like making it really sharp. Using a concealer and some concealer brush is also how you can thin out the end so that it's not so blunt and harsh, but more like faded out. Now we're gonna do the glitter in the center. I'm gonna use Kaja's Trio eyeshadow. This is in Rose Water. I'm just gonna use this top shade right here. I'm gonna take it on a flat, clean concealer brush. I'm just gonna add that right here in the center, and then bring it out here in between these lines. You're gonna want to diffuse it out like when you get to the end. So it should be mostly concentrated right here. Make sure to tap any excess off of the brush to minimize fallout. So this is more of a shimmery glitter, like the glitters are packed together. Now I'm going to take a chunkier glitter from this palette. This is the Morphe 35i Icy Fantasy palette. There's a really pretty silver chunky glitter right here. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on the brush again. Same brush, doesn't matter. I'm only applying this to the center of my eye. That's what I noticed in Maddy's makeup, was that's where it shined and reflected light the most. You can also apply this with your fingers. If I can get away with not using my fingers, I always will. And that's pretty much how easy it is to do this look. I'm just going to add lashes now to finish off the eyes. I'm gonna use the Ardell Demi Wispies. I feel like you could use any type of eyelash for this. You could just use mascara if you wanted to, or do something like big and feathery. I think that would also look really nice to complement the eyes. Curl the lashes. You can also do bottom mascara or bottom lashes. It would really give your eyes that doe-eyed look. I'm gonna skip it because my bottom lashes are pretty much non-existent and it wouldn't have the same effect. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. I think today I'm just gonna keep it clean. I am going to take a little bit more concealer and I'm just going to clean up this under eye area where there might have been fallout, a little smudging. Time to move on to the rest of the face. I'm going to contour. I'm gonna use this one from Tom Ford. It's so pretty. I'm gonna contour the sides of my face right here, working around the eyeliner that's extending out. I'm also going to pull my hair back for this look. This is also hair washing day, so it's feeling a little gross. Go down here. Also going to contour the nose. I'm gonna work it under my eyebrow a little bit. I think adding it a little here also makes the green pop. And yes, I'm still using my broken Luxie nose contour brush. It's still my favorite nose contour, even though the other end of it always breaks off. Now for highlighter, I'm gonna use this one that's also from Tom Ford. I'm gonna use the top shade right here. Like, it's so nice the way that it reflects light. It's not like obnoxiously bright, it's just so pretty. I'm also gonna take this like right here, blend it out. You can also add it to other high points of your face to add some glow and shine. For blush, I could have just brought the contour in and used that as blush, but I really wanted to try this today. This is from M Cosmetics. It's one of their newer ones. Just this very like neutral pinky shade, slightly brighter than my contour. So I'm gonna just work that in right here. I feel like blush can go almost anywhere nowadays. Before I finish off with the lips, I'm just gonna set everything really quickly with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Setting Spray. You can see I've used a lot of this. Okay, now for lips, I'm gonna wipe off the lip balm that I had on, which was the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion in Magic Hour. I talk about this all the time. It's one of my favorites. I'm gonna use the KVD Beauty lip liner in Lolita 2 just to like outline my lips. I don't usually line my lips just because it's like a whole extra step that I haven't gotten used to adding into my routine, but it just gives your lips like that super clean look, especially if you don't have super defined lip edges like me. Now I'm going to add the Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. And I'm just gonna apply that in the center, but I'm also gonna use this to drag that lip liner down a bit so that it can blend in really nicely. This does have a bit of a tingly feeling to it. I just pat a little bit of that off to give it a softer look, like that lived in glossy look. Okay, now I'm just going to slick back my hair into like a ponytail or something, and I will be right back. So here's the final look. I hope you enjoyed this more in-depth tutorial on Maddy's Euphoria makeup look. And again, huge thank you to Osea for sponsoring this video. I will leave all the details down below in the description box where you can learn more about the C Glow Overnight Serum. The 10% off discount code will also be down there. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!